Have you ever felt like something deep inside is holding you back, but you can't quite name it, like a heavy chain around your ambition, your self-worth, your energy? You're not alone. Many people wake up every day with dreams in their hearts and strength in their minds, only to find themselves frozen when it's time to act. What if I told you that it's not the world, not your family, not your circumstances, but certain invisible mistakes that silently break you down from within? These mistakes don't scream. They whisper. They don't arrive loudly. They grow quietly. They don't show up suddenly. They build over time. And the worst part? Most people never even realize they're making them. You may be smiling in front of others, helping everyone, appearing strong, but inside there's confusion, self-doubt, and pain. Why? Because you've been told to be strong, but no one showed you how to fight the weaknesses that eat away your strength. You're told to move forward, but no one helps you break free from the emotional baggage tied to your feet. You are not broken. You are buried. Buried under fear, under past regrets, under the pressure to please others, under expectations that aren't even yours. This script is for those who feel tired of feeling tired. It's for those who want to stop pretending and start healing. It's for those who are ready to face the truth. Certain mistakes are weakening you, and you don't even know it. But here's the good news. You can change it all. Not by magic, not overnight, but by understanding what's truly hurting you and how to fix it one step at a time. This is not just motivation, it's transformation. This is not just inspiration, it's realization. Let's begin the journey of uncovering the 9 mistakes that make people weak, why they're so damaging, and how to avoid them step by step. Because once you know the truth, you'll never be weak again. What makes us weak? Step 1. Fear of failure. Fear of failure is one of the most common but deadly mistakes that weaken people silently. It disguises itself as caution, procrastination, or indecision. You tell yourself, I'm just being careful, but in reality, you're afraid of falling. You hesitate to act, to speak, to try just in case you fail. Why does fear of failure make us weak? Because it stops us from growing. Failure isn't the end. It's a lesson. But if fear keeps us from even starting, we never reach the lesson. Fear builds walls around your potential and locks you in a comfort zone that slowly turns into a cage. People who fear failure stop dreaming big. They play it safe. They settle. And settling is a slow poison to personal power. The truth is, failure teaches more than success ever could. Each mistake is a guidepost, not a grave. When you remove the fear of failing, you gain the freedom to act boldly, and bold action is the seed of strength. How to overcome it? Redefine failure as feedback. Celebrate attempts, not just results. Reflect on past failures to extract lessons. Take small risks every day to build courage. Step 2. Seeking external validation. Another mistake that makes people weak is depending too much on others' approval. Whether it's parents, friends, or social media followers, we often let others define our worth. Why is this dangerous? Because it gives your power away. When your confidence is based on someone else's praise, you become a puppet to their opinions. You start shaping your life to please others instead of fulfilling your own potential. The problem? External validation is unpredictable. One day people cheer for you, the next day they disappear. If your self-worth is based on that, you'll constantly be anxious, never feeling enough. True strength comes from inner validation, the ability to value yourself without applause. How to overcome it? Start affirming your own worth daily. Detach from needing likes or compliments to feel good. Do things for your joy, not others' approval. Reflect, would I still do this if no one noticed? Step 3. Avoiding responsibility. Blaming others, making excuses, or avoiding accountability is a subtle mistake that deeply weakens a person's character. It feels easier in the moment, but it slowly destroys your control over life. Why does this make us weak? Because when you refuse to take responsibility, you also give up your power to change. You become a victim of your surroundings, your past, or other people's actions. That mindset leaves you stuck, Strong people own their choices. They know that even if something isn't their fault, it's still their responsibility to respond wisely. Avoiding responsibility breeds helplessness. Embracing it builds resilience. How to overcome it? Accept what's in your control and take action. Replace blame with problem solving. Apologize when needed and learn from consequences. Reflect, what can I do about this situation right now? Emotional and mental patterns that keep us weak. Step 4. Overthinking and self-doubt. Overthinking is the act of creating problems that don't exist yet. It's when your mind becomes a battlefield of what-ifs, worst-case scenarios, and self-blame. Pair that with self-doubt, and you've got a mental loop that can paralyze even the most talented person. Why does this weaken us? Because it drains mental energy and prevents action. You stay stuck in your head instead of taking steps forward. Every decision becomes a burden. You second-guess your abilities, your worth, and your future. This kind of thinking can kill dreams before they even start. How to overcome it? Set time limits for decision-making. Journal your thoughts to break the loop. Focus on action, not perfection. Replace what if I fail with what if I succeed. Step 5. Living in the past. One of the biggest emotional traps is living in the past, either regretting mistakes or holding on to pain. It's like walking forward while looking backward. Eventually you stumble. Why does this weaken us? Because it steals your present. When your energy is tied to what was, you can't build what could be. Your past becomes a prison instead of a lesson.
People who dwell in the past often replay the same
hurts, leading to bitterness, guilt, and helplessness. How to overcome it? Accept that the past cannot change, but your response can. Use past mistakes as tools for growth. Practice forgiveness for others and yourself. Focus on what you can create today. Step 6. Comparing with others. Comparison is a thief. It steals joy, peace, and motivation. When you constantly compare your life, body, career, or relationships to others, you ignore your own unique path. Why does this weaken us? Because it creates a false standard. You judge your behind-the-scenes life against someone else's highlight reel. It breeds insecurity, jealousy, and self-hate. And worst of all, it blinds you to your own progress. How to overcome it? Limit exposure to social media if it triggers comparison. Celebrate your small wins regularly. Remind yourself, I am not behind, I'm on my path. Focus on personal growth, not competition. Breaking free. Becoming stronger every day. Step 7. Lack of discipline.
Id.
Many people think strength comes from motivation, but real strength is built on discipline. Motivation may inspire you, but discipline is what keeps you going when inspiration fades. Why does lack of discipline make us weak? Because it prevents consistency. Without structure, goals become wishes. You may start strong, but without discipline, you stop at the first sign of discomfort. Discipline builds habits. Habits build identity. Identity builds inner strength. How to overcome it? Set small daily routines and stick to them. Track your habits and celebrate small wins. Remove temptations that lead to distractions. Commit even when you don't feel like it. Step 8. Giving up too soon. Quitting too early is another common mistake that weakens people. Many give up just before success arrives, not because they can't do it, but because they think it's not worth the fight. Why does this weaken us? Because it builds a habit of surrender. Each time you quit, your belief in yourself shrinks. Eventually you convince yourself you're not capable, and that lie becomes your reality. True strength lies in persistence, not in never falling, but in rising every single time. How to overcome it? Break big goals into small milestones. Remind yourself why you started. Learn from each setback and keep moving forward. Surround yourself with support, not doubt. Step 9. Not having a clear purpose. A life without purpose feels empty. No matter how busy or successful you are. It's like sailing a ship without a destination. You move, but you're lost. Why does this make us weak? Because without purpose there's no direction. And without direction there's no focus. You chase things that don't matter and end up tired, confused, and unfulfilled. Purpose gives strength. It fuels resilience, commitment, and clarity. How to overcome it? Reflect deeply on what truly matters to you. Identify your values, passions, and long-term vision. Write down your why and revisit it often. Align your daily actions with your deeper mission. You are stronger than you think. Throughout this journey, we've uncovered the 9 silent mistakes that often go unnoticed, yet deeply weaken the human spirit. These mistakes aren't about intelligence, education, or opportunity. They're about mindset, choices, and the inner patterns we accept without question. Let's briefly revisit what we've learned. 1. Fear of failure. It holds us back from even starting. 2. Seeking external validation. It gives away our power to others. 3. Avoiding responsibility. It leaves us stuck in blame instead of progress. 4. Overthinking and self-doubt. It paralyzes action and creativity. 5. Living in the past. It steals our present joy and future potential. 6. Comparing with others. It blinds us to our own uniqueness. 7. Lack of discipline. It destroys consistency and momentum. 8. Giving up too soon. It builds a habit of quitting. 9. Not having a clear purpose. It leads to emptiness and confusion. Every single one of these mistakes is common, but common doesn't mean harmless, and it definitely doesn't mean unchangeable. The truth is this: you are not weak, you are just misaligned. You've been operating under patterns that were never meant to empower you. You've been listening to voices that told you to shrink, not expand. You've accepted limits that were never truly yours, but not anymore. Now you know what's been pulling you down. Now you understand how to break the chains. And now you have the steps, simple, clear, and doable, to rebuild from the inside out. Strength is a choice. It's a choice to face your fears, to stop asking for permission, to take back control, to silence the noise of comparison, to live in the present and fight for the future. You don't need to become someone else. You just need to return to the strongest version of yourself, the one that was always there waiting beneath the surface. Let this not just be a lesson you listen to. Let it be a decision you act on. Because once you rise above these 9 mistakes, not perfectly, but consistently, you'll no longer wonder if you're strong, you'll know it.